we're gonna play a video.
Into the hollowed marsh our mortal remains we commit, and from these muddy tomes we shall rise from the muck and mire. And lo, the forsaken souls of the lake shall bow down to death's grip no more. Don't ever laugh as the haze goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in a bloody sheet, lower you down to 6 feet deep. They put you in the pine wood box, your part of a wall with mud and rot. It all goes well for about a week, until your coffin begins to leak and the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, the worms play pinochle on your snout. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose, they eat the fungus between your toes. Slimy pickle with demon's eyes, walks your stomach and out your side. This is what to do, I'll tell you why. You will be the next to.
Forsaken Lake is brand new for 2018, a brand new Scarezone that will culminate in everything we've learned about interactive moments and atmospheric characters. Eric, tell us about Forsaken Lake.
All right. So, last year, as I mentioned with Coasters in the Dark, we had a great opportunity to turn a lot of those lights out. And Ken and I were actually walking around Mission Row last year underneath Silver Bullet, and with all those lights turned off, we kind of talked to each other and said, man, this is a perfect opportunity to go ahead and bring back a Scarezone that hasn't been there in a long time. So that's the genesis of Forsaken Lake. So yeah, Coasters in the Dark, and that's where we're headed, is Mission Row.
Anybody remember the swamp where it was back in the day? Daniel, you want to continue?
Yes. Being underneath Silver Bullet, we figured the best thing that could possibly be, the best theme that we could choose, because we're constantly looking to match the area with the theme, is we see a lake, and we said, well, Forsaken Lake, which is this New Orleans-esque crypt, sarcophagus, fog-covered, seaweed-covered, with roaming monsters that are all waterlogged, a little bit Victorian in nature. So we really wanted to create this feeling, and we learned from the Hollows that we wanted to inspire it with some interactive moments. And we wanted to put in this procession, like you saw in the video, this procession that would start at one end of the Scarezone and go to the other end. And so throughout the night, you'll see this. And it's another thing that you kind of discover. We won't exactly tell you when it's going to happen, but you have to kind of discover it on your own.
Yeah, the story or the idea is that it's a lake, that there's a cemetery that has been sort of covered by this lake, and that every fall the lake recedes and exposes the dead or the crypts. And so we will look at taking, putting atmospheric characters in that area, some really interesting new looks for our monsters, and then also, as Daniel was saying, that we will have these zone-wide pop-up moments that kind of happen organically around the guests. Once again, we're not going to give you a list of it. 12 o'clock, there'll be a Rising of the Dead, and 1 o'clock, and we want you just to find it on your own. So
I can't make the 1:15 Rising of the Dead. Let's reschedule for 2:30.
yeah.
For me, what's really awesome about Forsaken Lake is obviously a new Scarezone's always great, but this one, we have these cool throwbacks to where we've been with our history. We're going back to where we were with the swamp, because that was a really fun Scarezone there. And with the swamp, you did have some set pieces out there, so we're going to play a little bit more with having a little bit of set pieces and enhancing a Scarezone in that way. Another thing that to me is a cool throwback is with the procession that is going on in Forsaken Lake. It's very, very much pays homage to what we did in the Gauntlet with the Death March, so that there's that one guy who's like, yes, I kind of like that.
But he's a clown, so he doesn't count.
Yeah. But we're looking back at things we've done, and being able to treat them with the respect, but also refreshing them in a really cool, new, exciting way with all of the wonderful new things that are at our disposal. And this really has some fantastic new looks from Mr. Barham here.
Well, my team and I, we're a small team. Let me give you some insight. There's only 26 of us, and we're responsible for every costume out there. So I am so blessed to have such a strong team. Yes, give it up for that. So when this team here approached us and said we're doing a new zone, we were all like, we're doing a new zone? Because we knew the work was going to come into it. But then we got to it and we went, oh my God, we're doing a new zone. We get to bring so much to this table. We started researching on New Orleans jazz funerals and found that they were really bright and they were kind of upbeat, and we were looking for something much darker and a little more spooky, obviously. So if you look, I threw up some designs for you to just kind of give you some flavor of what we're doing in the zone. It's going to take on a Victorian goth feel. If you see, there are two wonderful characters up there. They're called the Grievers. Obviously, with death comes somebody who's who's been left here and has to process that. So you're going to hear lots of screams and wails. If you look at the other two, they are from the area around there, which are like grave diggers and undertakers, and we're going to have pallbearers and footmen. So we're really going after all those people who work in and around a funeral home. One of the other things that was really important to me as a costume designer was to pay homage to the missions that were there. So we really had to set a strong character that's going to represent all of that, which is the monks. The other thing that was really also important was color palette. When we started doing our research, we started looking at lakes and what they looked like at night. And one of the things that really jumped out was the silvers, blues, and greens. If you look here, these are two of the characters in there. They're called the Reapers. They are the head characters throughout the area. They are our angels of death. So for me, I was looking to try to make sure that if, from a distance, you really wanted to approach, you wanted to get close, and you want to see what that was offering, and then when you get too close, they reap your soul.
For free.
For free.
Nice. That is Forsaken Lake, everybody.